were bashing her so much, it seems Chef P had fixed her reputation. She reassured the audience we will not let you down, and with the sauce in over 4,000 stores, Rolling Stone literally wrote, "It's hard to see what would stop her at this point. The taste of that victory must be sweet," although only 16 days later, people already found the bottles being taken off shelves.
People have started to post videos showing that the pink sauce is going on clearance, which, by the way, look at this color, and look at the color that the pink sauce lady showed. That is not pink.
As mentioned, the color had also changed dramatically. In multiple different TikToks, the contents turned a yellowish brown.
In reality, it's like the same color as cane sauce,
Possibly informing another massive price drop. It's funny because most of the pink sauce is on the clearance section in Walmart for 50 cents, but somehow the bottles still fell further.
So a video just went viral showing the pink sauce on clearance at Walmart for just 25 cents a bottle.
Chef P's comments filled with people calling her a failure, yet she'd respond by stating when they say you fell off, but pink sauce just sold 200,000 bottles. People therefore thought she was doing extremely well, although it turns out the opposite was true.
I almost got evicted from my home. I had to go get $20 from my mama.
Pink Sauce creator claims she's broke due to a faulty deal. "I don't even have enough money to buy my kids food." The article explained Chef P had opened a GoFundMe trying to raise $100,000 as, "Right now I don't even have enough money to buy my kids food on my own. My mum is on disability and has been giving us $20 just to get by on a daily basis."
Dave's Gourmet should know why the sauce turned yellow when it hit the shelves.
She further added, "They lied to me. They are not paying me and are not being transparent about records. I have been silenced and financially sabotaged. They are refusing to pay me the royalty that is owed to me."
These people defrauded me, so I would have to sue them for fraud.
Although it turns out this was just another lie, because Dave's Gourmet responded, explaining they'd paid her 120 grand, which Chef P had wasted on luxury spending. They'd further explained that she'd requested over $10,000 in marketing expenses to throw herself a birthday party to maybe be featured on TikTok. She also requested that they pay for her dress $800 and shoes $600 plus. Chef P also attempted to submit business expense reports for personal expenses, like buying 4 pairs of sneakers or expensing her grocery bills. But when Dave's Gourmet would not approve these expenses, she got upset and never collaborated with him since. Chef P instead took her GoFundMe earnings and relaunched the pink sauce in a new powder format, which supposedly somehow completely sold out. People joke that she probably only had 10 in stock, to which Chef P responded, "Thanks for keeping me on the algorithm with your meaningless comments. If you did only have 10 in stock, what was the duck for 40%?
There are 4 total sauces, 2 wood sauces, 2 pink sauces.
Exposing the product as extremely expensive. He then had to spend a further several dollars. What he discovered was a terrible flavor.
I'm sorry, that's fine, but no, they're both good with pink sauce. It does not taste like ranch. It tastes far worse than ranch.
Likely contributing to Chef P's current position, literally 0 sales, as was shown in the opening clip.
Sauce man made 1 sale this month, not 1 single sale.
And as of just the previous week, the Pink Sauce website is no longer completed. On top of this, Chef P's company Flavor Crazy was previously listed as active, but after recently checking the very same page, it now appears as inactive. She posted on Instagram, "Because
Take the wheel.
$121 is too generous, but Chef P's still convinced she has $1 million business, which is a pretty crazy value for a product that's only sold secondhand on eBay.
Where's your playlist taking you? Down the highway? To the mountains? Or just into daydream mode while you're stuck in traffic? With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, Best Western is there to help you make the most of your getaway, wherever that is. Because the only thing better than a great playlist is a great trip. Life's the trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
These are the 5 worst family channels in YouTube history, and coming in at number 5 is the Prince family, who would quite literally give up their own children for a couple extra views. The parents Bianca and Damien gain an audience by peddling the most atrocious clickbait you might ever witness. Take for example this video titled "Pray for the Prince Family House Firefighters Pulled Up," with a thumbnail implying that the house had caught on fire. In all actuality, their house-related emergency was a leaking pipe in the backyard, which was fixed not with a firefighting hose, but rather by turning the tap off. In a different video, they'd clickbait, "My car got repoed, we're going rogue," although after clicking on the video, you'll find that the car was simply being taken to a mechanic as a result of a flat battery. On top of this, they've literally uploaded more than 10 extremely serious videos stating that they're breaking up without ever actually doing so, but even then this is nothing compared to how they use their children and pregnancies to get extra clicks. The scummiest example is this video titled "No Heartbeat," with a thumbnail of a pregnant Bianca going into an ambulance, implying that perhaps their baby will die. When you watch the video, however, it's explained that Bianca simply had a bladder infection, which moved the position of the baby in the womb. Then in this video titled "We Got Into a Car Accident at 32 weeks pregnant, she freaked out," the Prince family implied that they'd crashed the Lambo and put their unborn baby in danger, when in all reality they'd simply gotten a couple of scratches at the rear of the vehicle. Although it'd be when the baby was born that they'd recover even scummier, beginning with Bianca implying that she wasn't happy with the baby's physical appearance just moments after giving birth.
She do got pretty, her ears.
Imagine being 1 hour old and your parents are obsessing over your skin/eye color. The nurse had to remind them that she's a beautiful baby. If you mix this in with more clickbait about Damien not being the father, it's no surprise that they'd state CPS almost took our kids from us, although this video was also clickbait, as they'd spend the entire 36 minutes doing a mukbang without ever addressing the title. While it's hard to call their content noble, the Prince family haven't really hurt anyone with their untruthful videos, although the same can't be said for the royalty family. The household consisting of Mother Andrea, Father Ali and their son Ferran employ much of the same tactics as the Prince family, although with the added bonus of extremely fake videos, often made with the purpose of justifying poor choices. For example, in mid-2019, they'd upload a video titled "Why is this happening to our family? The Truth?", in which they'd fake a scenario where fans were showing up at their house.
Hey bro, why you taking pictures in my house? Hey bro, why you taking pictures in my house? You think that's cool, bro?
So they could then announce in the very next video that they were buying a mansion. Once in their mansion, they'd stage another video where a homeless person had broken into their back house, leading Ali to become the hero by giving the homeless guy money.
Stay on the streets. Can't be selfish. I'm gonna give you some cash, and I'm gonna need you to leave, alright?
Only 4 months later, their back house was actually broken into by a real intruder, leading them to show their true colors by giving a totally different response.
Are you serious, bro? Going to people's homes and sleeping in the back? Hey, serious, call the cops.
With these videos also hinting at their next major problem, extreme materialism. Their channel achieved most of its growth through videos spoiling their son beyond belief. For example, 8-year-old takes parents' credit card, no budget at all, throwing a dart on a map and buying whatever it lands on, and if you guess the price, I'll buy it for you challenge, in which they spend up to $1,000 on brand name clothing for their child, just so they can make a viral video. Although their fake videos and materialism are pretty minor when compared to their sketchy family history. In March 2021, the royalty family uploaded a video titled "I'm Not Ferran's Father, Truth Revealed," in which the dad Ali explained that he was actually Ferran's stepdad. At around the same point in time, Ferran's biological father came forward to state that he'd been locked out of his son's life for over 4 years, which was followed by him appearing on the Dad Challenge podcast, where he'd completely exposed the family. He'd state that the mother Andrea was a former adult film star who fled to the USA after getting into trouble with a group of drug dealers in South America. After she and the biological dad moved to the USA, she cancelled the biological dad's visa, forcing him to return to South America, then began cheating on the biological dad with Ali after the two met in the gym. The son Ferran has no idea that any of this even happened, as he's completely forbidden from going on the internet.
Ferran is completely and utterly never allowed on the internet. Ali blocks him from every incoming anything.
scams, poor financial decisions, and a severe case of bankruptcy, you'll likely end up with the Ace family. Similar to the royalty family, the Ace family gained close to 20 million subscribers by throwing money around in pursuit of the perfect family image. It began with the husband, Austin, purchasing a Jeep for his wife, Catherine's birthday, although within only 18 months of doing so, this had escalated into buying Lamborghinis and flexing their mansion. Throughout the process, they were exposed for renting despite having claimed they bought the property, although it'd be when they did actually buy their own mansion that their channel completely fell apart. The Ace family essentially found two separate houses, ripped out the insides and combined them together, creating a 12-bedroom, 13-bathroom mega mansion. It cost them over $10 million to buy the property in an area where very few sold for more than $2 million, made worse when it was shown that they'd financed the entire purchase.
The McBrooms took out a hard money loan of $8.85 million from Five Arch Funding Corp and another $1 million loan from TMK Development LLC, who I'm assuming is also a hard money lender. Hard money loans are expensive loans used by house flippers that almost always have a 1-year payback term. They're considered expensive because the borrower typically pays multiple points at closing and an interest rate of 10 to 12% on an interest-only loan.
To pay off their loans, Austin hosted a boxing event called Social Gloves, which he estimated would make between $200 and $500 million. Instead, it sold only 136,000 pay-per-view subscriptions at between $50 and $90 each, meaning that at an absolute maximum, the event made no more than $12 million, or 17 times less than the estimated figure. For this reason, Austin was unable to pay any of the fighters, made worse when he was sued by the event's organizer for $100 million. This would then accompany 11 other lawsuits relating to previous rental properties and Catherine's makeup line, doing so much damage to their finances they could no longer afford their mortgage. In mid-2021, it was announced that their mega mansion was going into foreclosure, after which they'd upload a video titled Our House Story, in which they'd spend over an hour blaming the developer for building the house incorrectly, before stating this.
And we're probably gonna get like 5 more houses in the next 10 years. Like, we're gonna invest. We're gonna get more homes and more homes and more homes.
However, the Ace family have made no such comeback, as things have only gotten worse. When we covered the Ace family back in November 2021, their channel was still doing 10 million views per month. However, this number has since dropped to less than 2 million as a result of an almost non-existent upload schedule. The Ace family